Good afternoon. I want to talk about something. I'm getting a lot of messages and a lot of questions regarding supplements, kelp, seaweed, bloom boosters, etc. Those are great products and have a time and place for being used, but I don't recommend them right now just because unless you know what you're doing and are an experienced grower with them, those can cause a lot of harm. Like I said before, they're fantastic products, but if they're misused, they can cause a lot of harm. And I'm not going to recommend them at this point just because I haven't given out all the information I think everybody needs to be able to grow properly. Now again, like I said, if you have experience with them, use them. By all means, use them. They're great products. But let me remind people of here's why I don't want to recommend them. When a plant is, such as an orchid, when it loses a leaf, it'll reabsorb those nutrients and relocate them. Mobile nutrients, like we talked about, phosphorus and potassium are mobile nutrients. They'll get relocated. Orchids have the unique ability to recycle phosphorus and potassium much more than any other nutrient that they intake. Matter of fact, they reserve phosphorus and potassium. They get most of their year's reserves just from a leaf senescence, which is the die-off of a leaf occasionally. They recycle it. That's how much they recycle that stuff. All right. They don't hold on to calcium and magnesium. They don't have the ability to recycle. Calcium being an immobile nutrient anyway, magnesium is a mobile nutrient, but they don't have the ability to recycle those like they do phosphorus and potassium. So they keep a high reserve of that all the time. And recent research, now that they can do tissue cultures and tests and stuff, has shown that these plants have an ability to retain. Now, there's going to be exception to everything. Some plants more, some than others. I'm just talking about orchids in general here. Some species, I'm sure, are going to have exceptions to the rule. Talking about in general. So if you're feeding excessive potassium, or you're feeding extra potassium, which a kelp or that type of supplement is, over what's already in your mix, that's excessive. Now, excessive potassium, excessive phosphorus will block calcium and magnesium intake. They'll block those nutrients from being absorbed. You can put it at the perfect pH, and you can give them all the magnesium and calcium that you want, and it'll just sit there and not be absorbed. It'll be blocked out, what's called a lockout. All right? So you have to be very, very careful using those type of supplements. You have to understand plant biology and how it works with the plants. All right? There's a lot of little tricks like supplements and stuff. I'll give you a quick tip. It's called insect frost, F-R-A-S-S, insect frost. It's basically the little dried ectoskeletons of insects or crabs, crustaceans, arthropods. But it contains a chemical called chitin. Chitin's one of those biological wonders that they use it in medical research and medical everything from it helps wounds heal to keeping infections away. One of the great things about it is when you take chitin and put it on an orchid, it triggers its immune response. It triggers its protective response, and that plant will go overboard on building up resistance to insects. By sprinkling insect frost, which is a low nitrogen type of supplement, by sprinkling that on some of your plants, you can give them a natural immunity, a serious natural immunity, and help them fight off insects and stuff like that. We'll get into all these kind of little tricks and stuff like that. And kelp and seaweed and bloom boosters and all that fall into that category. But time and place, time and place. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your weather. Smell the flowers.